To get into it, this is a team I was working with, quite over-prepared. I was also quite over-leveled. Had a PvP Greninja, Medicham, Blaziken, Palathin called Hero from a trader, Dragonite, and Charizard. Charizard was actually my starter, but they're all EV trained apart from the Charizard. It's not a very balanced team, but the high levels will do very well and very fine against quite everyone. This is the victory road. It's incredibly boring, so dull, nothing interesting. This is like 100 times sped up clip of me getting into it. Just swept through it, not difficult at all. Over prepared so much, had so much medicine I didn't even use. To get into our first battle was like some random woman who had an all dragon type team, so it was fairly easy actually, did it first try. Her name was Tess and I led out with Greninja. I didn't know she'd have Garchomp first thing, but quite lucky. Just used 2 Surfs, killed Garchomp, then she took out Salamence, so I of course just switched to Dragonite, nothing to worry about there. Just Outrage or 2 gets everything gone. Haxorus as well, I actually really like this Pokemon. I wish I had it. I sped it, even though it was same level because of the Eevee train and the Starbucks as well. I ended up switching to Palathin because I want to test something out, because I wasn't sure how his ability worked at the time. So I'll switch back to Dragonite, just go back to using Outrage. I'll switch back to see how the ability actually works, and I see standing up, I'm still not quite sure what it does, but he ends up doing double damage I think. Ground type as well, so it worked fairly well for me. Yeah, you can see his attack is boosted like crazy. Decide to get on with the fight. 2 Surfs, Flygon's out of there, didn't even exist. Altaria has to be the most goofy looking dragon Pokemon. It's just a little bird in the cloud and for some reason it's dragon type. I didn't even know it had a Mega. It's a bit weird to be honest. I actually nearly killed my Dragonite as well. What a dickhead. Used perish thingy on me. It's quite silly, being your last Pokemon you just decide to kill it for no reason. Who does that? She pretty much just wanted to lose to me at this point. This is actually the second time I attempt the Elite Four. The first time actually having died to the second guy, Skirum. Anyways, this red fella leads with Ferrothorn and I lead with Greninja, but of course swapped into my Mega Charizard. I made like work of it, even with the horrible moves it has, because it was my start and I used it to level up. And then move on to Aegislash, I can't say that thing's name. I switch into Greninja for it and just use Dark Pulse, makes like work of it because it's super effective against Ghost. Excadrill comes in and I'll stay with Greninja because it's a water type of course, and a single Surf does the job. Jirachi, I also stay into Greninja, just use 1 Surf and 1 Dark Pulse and he's out. As Greninja is now fairly low, Metagross comes in, it's perfect for Charizard. 1 Overheat literally kills it, no point in it even going to Mega. And I feel kind of bad for the first guy, killed him so easily. Also, just for reference, I also fully heal by the end of each battle in between these guys. I bought a bunch of healables before Victory Road even started, so I'm just going to do that, but I won't show it. With prior knowledge now, as this time is where I failed last time, I'll put Charizard in my lead. I do this because this whole guy's theme is Ice type, so Fire's ideal. Ninetales comes out and I actually missed the first attack, so I checked the accuracy on it. I'll go again and actually kill it this time. And next out comes the Titan. What a chunky beefy fella. I actually love him, he's so cute. So I'll switch into Blaziken, but unluckily, 1 single Earthquake kills me right away and I never even got to use him. Rest in peace. I'll switch into Greninja, who also nearly got 1 tapped. Left on 2 HP is crazy, so I'll just sacrifice him and use another Dark Pulse. It leaves the Titan one tap for Palafin. The Hydro Pump takes him out, and I stay in Palafin for Mamoswine, would have been super effective against it. One Mamoswine later, and Kyurem comes out, the one that ended my prior run, so I swap into Dragonite, which literally ends up being so close to killing it, but it's really unlucky, leaving it so low. I'll go for Palafin to outspeed it and hit a Surf. I'll swap to Charizard for this guy, I won't even try saying his name. My last Overheat, which should do the job, even if it does Mega Evolve. But the ugly little round guy just ends up exploding and hands me the win. I revive all my Pokemon and move on to uncharted territory. Going into the third battle and unsure of what to expect, I'll start out with Greninja, whilst he used Toxicroak. This whole guy's theme is fighting, so I'll switch to Dragonite, because flying is effective against it, and if I could just spam it, that'd be good. Drain Punch ends up being a critical, but still doesn't do much, not effective. So now I'm just going to set up a bunch of Dragon Dances and plan to sweep the fly move, as it's effective against it. Annihilape is so goofy and weirdly gives up his life to fly. Breloom comes out and it's 4 times weak to fly, but it's so dodgy. It ended up avoiding the first fly, so I thought it couldn't avoid a second, and its doom would be sealed, but it still had a Focus Sash. It gets me really low actually, but I can still continue spamming. So I kill Breloom, and I have no idea who this Terrakion guy is who's coming out, so I looked him up and stayed in Dragonite. I actually survived the first fly attack, but for some reason it decided to use Earthquake against me and I'm actually immune to it. So Dragonite ended up staying alive and I continued to spam. This guy's on his last Pokemon whilst I'm still on my first, and Mega Heracross will come out. It's yet again 4 times weak to flying type moves, so I've completed the job with 1 fly. This card got completely sweeped, and it was probably the most freest battle out of all of them. On to the last Goon now, and I'm pretty sure his whole theme was Psychic. I lead out with Greninja against Indeedee, and decide to Dark Pulse against it. Taken out in 1 hit, with Armor Rouge coming out, I actually had to look up its type pin, so I hit a Surf. It's quite obvious to be fair, the red gives away the fire, but I was a bit too dumb. I stay in Greninja for Hatterene and use Surf, but Giga Drain does a lot of damage against it and actually heals up quite a bit as well, so I'll switch out to Blaziken using Shadow Claw to be super effective against him. Hatterene actually kills off Blaziken before I have the chance to use a last Shadow Claw, but I'll switch back to Greninja because I know I can outspeed it. Hatterene down and Mew comes out. I don't really like Mew that much, it's like the mini femboy of Pokemon, so Greninja stays in and uses Dark Pulse. I actually made it flinch as well, and I killed it without even giving it a chance to attack. Mega Alakazam comes out, it's not much better for him either. Goes through the whole process of going Mega just to get 1 tap by Dark Pulse. Poor fella. For all the goons down, now move on to the champion. Champion says his real name is Brad, and to be real, I really wasn't that stressed or worried about this fight. I actually lead out with Palafin this time, and Hydro Pump was effective against Skillamora, taking it out in 1 hit, but it left spikes as it died, the little prick. I'll swap into Dragonite, just end up swapping again to Greninja against Rotom. I'll use 1 Dark Pulse against it, but it Volt switches to Landorus. Bit of a silly move for a champion, considering I'm actually super effective against it, but anyways, you do you at the end of the day. With Rotom coming back, I'll swap out to Dragonite and hit Dragon Dance. Heat Run comes out, so I use the very convenient Surf I taught it, because I had no other move for it really. But it ends up doing such little damage, even if it was super effective. I'll avoid Magma Storm and just use Fly against it. It wasn't very effective, but I might as well just try it in my brain. I dodged Magma Storm yet again, and fed up with such little damage, Palafin comes out. Spikes hit, Magma Storm hit, it taps me, traps me, it makes Palafin 1 tap. Palafin literally gets bullied so much, but it makes Heat Ran really low, so can't really hate on him too much, did his job. He gets taken out and Greninja comes out and finishes off Heat Ran. I changed my mind about switching and let Greninja do his thing. I don't know what I was thinking really, I used Grass Knot on Little Rotom, which did so little damage because it probably is so light, the little shitter. And therefore Greninja ends up dying. Goldengo comes out, and it's the perfect chance for Charizard. I use my last Overheat on it, killing it, and this makes Rotom come back. I switch to Dragonite, hear Dragon Dance whilst I get critted, and Outrage against Mega Salamence. Does about 60% of his damage, and I'm still not quite sure why Salamence didn't just use a move against my Dragonite to kill it. Instead, it just also hit Dragon Dance, started vibing, and I actually ended up killing it because I still outsped it. Dirty little Rotom comes back for the last time, and it's finished off by Dragonite's Outrage. So, this is it. I won. I beat the champion. This was fairly straightforward and quite easy. I just recommend taking some Pokemon which you've traded for, some PvPs if you have them. Just make sure they have good IVs, EV train them, and just level them up as much as you can. And you're pretty much set to go, especially if you know what to expect and like the themes of all of them. Please consider dropping a sub and liking the video. Thanks for watching.